Good, beautiful morning, everybody. Welcome to the Friday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And this is Friday Q&A. So I'll take your questions and bring through the answers that come through for you. Hopefully they will lighten your burden. We are in a very unusual time this year. Very unusual time. Apparently here in downtown Toronto, there was an explosion in one of our main subway stations. During that increased flow of energy, there were also a couple of nuclear power plants that shut down in the country and other electrical events that are based on this influx of energy coming into the planet. This energy is quite simply profound and also potentially very dangerous from different aspects. But I want to say that we are in a very unique time. You're in a very unique time now where your consciousness can be raised up or lowered very, very quickly. And I hope that you will pay attention for the next 4 or 5 days. We're going to get another uptick in this energy bombarding the planet. It's going to surprise a few of the people that monitor the systems of the sun. Is going to be a little bit more surprised, as the last one was a bit of a surprise. There are going to be a lot more surprises with this incoming ascension energy. This energy is going to affect everyone and everything, and already is. It's going to amplify that which is good within you, and it will also amplify that which is not so good in you. So I encourage you, as I'm being told all the time by my guardian angel John, bring your vibration close to love. How do you know when your vibration is close to love? You don't feel fear. You don't feel anger. You don't feel guilt. You don't feel shame. You feel excited. You feel creative. You feel delighted. You have respect and appreciation for your life and the lives of others. That is the simplest way to know that it is love. So please pay attention over these next 5 or 6 days. The dominant human collective energy is what's going to be amplified, either love or fear, and you'll know by what's happening in the world what it is, right? Oh, good morning, good to see you. We're going to give people a chance to come on. Hi, TikTok. Someone's asking already, is there something I can do to help my finances? Will I find something to get me out of this rut? Well, first of all, Steve, that's a great question. And pay very close attention when you ask yourself this question, because you have the answer within you. Everyone does. Every one of you has the answer within you. Everyone does. But we want to ask you this question and be aware of what happens to you. If you were out of the rut, how would you be feeling right now? Whatever your rut is, if that rut wasn't there, whatever you're calling a rut, if you were out of that right now, how would you feel? They're telling me to tell you that feeling that you get in response to that consideration that you are now out of your rut, that feeling that you get with that conceptualization is the feeling you need to cleave yourself to, bring yourself close to that feeling. So you release the old one, connect to this new feeling of how you would feel if you are out of your rut right now. And then spend as much time as you can throughout the day just being in that feeling. That feeling is going to cause your thoughts to change and your actions as well. For it is the emotional energy that you attach yourself to that loans itself to the functions of your thoughts and behaviors that create the existing conditions in which you all find yourself. And that is as simple as we can make it for you. That feeling of not being in the rut, to get connected to the idea which contains the energy. Idea, I am financially free, contains an energy. Stay connected to that energy. Even if what appears around you does not match this new energy, stay connected to the energy. It will begin to assert changes on your conditions almost immediately. I like that. Thank you, Stephen. Really great question. Oh, I got Judy here on YouTube. Hi, Judy. My husband mentioned several days ago he lost a sock in the wash. Yesterday when the house was empty, it appeared neatly folded in the middle of the floor. Who was this? And is there any message? My guardian angel John is giggling. What happened when the laundry came out of the dryer? It fell out and folded itself upon the floor. It simply folded itself upon the floor as it fell to it. Yes. Thank you, Judy. Not everything is guides and angels and ascended masters or special messages. Sometimes it's just things that just naturally happen as an effect of what we're doing in the moment. That happens before. It's happened to me too. Somebody says, I always call you Michael for some reason. You look like a Michael. Well, Archangel Michael has been working with me since I was about 5 years old. He's been guiding me, assisting me, even when I wasn't aware he was. Your guides, your angels, the beings that work with you will do the best that they can in spite of your own ignorance or limitations to guide you in the right direction, as will God or anybody that's at a higher vibrational state will see you in your plight. But they cannot make you surrender your ideas. They cannot make you give up your fear. They cannot make you give up judgment. They cannot make you give up your lack of self-control. That is something you must choose. And the more you choose correctly, the more guidance and support you're going to begin to receive. But Michael's been with me since I've been 5. And these last 4.5 years working with him has been absolutely incredible to realize that that surrendering your fear is the most important function you can undertake in your life right now, to surrender your fears. Even if you see around you things that cause you to fear, if you choose to say, I'm not going to let myself stew in this energy, and then learn to generate your own emotions, right? But Michael's a really cool guy. Thank you for that. A lot of people call me Michael. I got somebody during a reading yesterday called me Michael multiple times. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Stacy's asking, is my mom around me? She's watching you from a corner of the room. She's watching you from a corner of the room, Stacy. And again, let yourself close your eyes, release the question, because again, as long as you have doubt in your mind, you're only going to perceive from the energy of your doubt. She says you should be getting out more, and she says you should be getting out more, get out more. But yeah, close your feelings of doubt and just feel the presence. It's the corner back to your right, back to your right, back to your right and up. That's the corner she's in. And you want to just, again, when I say she, I mean the energy of her consciousness is there, right? Because she doesn't have a physical body, although we can perceive it sometimes. So just let yourself feel her there, and let yourself receive from her what she's there to give you. She really wants you to get out more. So I would consider doing that. Yeah, I would really consider doing that. Lori's saying, I've been thinking of my father lately. Does he have a message? Does he think it's time to get off his new medication? Yes, your father's higher self, right? Not without the liberation of yeah, he's got something going on in the body around the lung area, the back lung, something. It's like this really it's a real deep, angry, irritated energy that he's been holding on to for a long time. Overall, he's a really great guy, but this energy that's stuck in his body has been causing the symptoms in that. Again, I'm getting the back on the right side by the lung. There's an energy there that's really been impeding him. He needs to release that energy from his body, right? People don't know how to really. Your body is a storage and repository center for all of your knowledge, experiences, and the emotions that you create as a result of them. And if you hold on to a lot of negative emotions in your body, they are going to have over the long term a detrimental effect over your health. And a lot of people hold on to emotions their entire life and never let go of them. They hold on to resentments from childhood. They hold on to their angers from lost love, and they don't let those things go, and they perpetuate it. And then health conditions begin to reflect that. And a lot of the negative energy you hold on will also influence what you eat, what you drink, how you take care of your body. Emotions drive all functional human behaviors. emotions drive all functions, behaviors. But yeah, tell him to get rid of that emotion first before he starts doing that, Lori. He wants to really leave that on. Monica, good morning, Monica. Good to see you here. Yeah, it's really kind. So yeah, I want to reiterate this. So we have this huge inflow of ascension energies that are coming. Humanity has not realized, I mean, you hear them saying that humans are responsible for global warming. Humans are not responsible for global warming at all. The sun is responsible for the increased changes in our human condition. In fact, there are more trees on the planet than there were 50 years ago. And trees need carbon dioxide. They breathe it. Not that much carbon dioxide in the atmosphere anyway. I think it's 0.004%. I read the other day. 0.004% of our atmosphere is CO2. So they're going to be telling you all kinds of nonsense. But we got to realize our human collective emotional consciousness has a relationship with the environment, has a relationship with the other planets and the sun. We energetically interact with each other. So shifting our collective unconsciousness from fear to love is our top priority right now on this planet, to shift emotional human collective unconsciousness from fear to love. And it doesn't have to be that difficult, but you have to be willing to give up your suffering. A lot of people like their suffering. They don't want to give it up. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to meditation time tomorrow. That'll be a lot of fun. Maddie, my grandmother has just got diagnosed with cancer. Will she be okay? I'm being told to tell you, you have to understand the distinction between the individual awareness, the biology, the psychology, and the emotional elements of your consciousness. If you define an individual in terms of their biology only, then you may determine one thing or another about them. If you define an individual in terms of their psychology, you will define one thing or another about them. If you define a human in terms of their consciousness, that is a very different creature of consciousness, that is to understand, than biology or psychology. For this dear soul, her willingness again to surrender again, I'm getting something about a relationship that's happened a long time ago that was really hurtful to her. This is something she hasn't talked to anybody about, but something that happened. And she's still holding on to the hurt and the pain from that. Again, if she can liberate the hurt and the pain from that event, there'll be a correction that can happen. Because with that correction, there'll also have to come changes in what she eats and what she drinks and what she does and what she allows to go on in her mind. They all work together. Your mind, your emotions, your biology, and your consciousness are interactive with each other. And there is a natural hierarchy that's supposed to be established between you, your mind, your emotions, and your body that most people have not established. The vast majority of human beings have not established that there is a hierarchy between what you are as an awareness, the thoughts in your mind, the emotions they generate, and how those emotions affect the creative process of the way your body functions creatively in this world or destructively in this world, right? There's only two energies you can serve, love or fear. But yeah, she could be okay. She'll always be okay. The soul will never die. Someone's saying, how can I best connect to my higher self and spirits for guidance? Newly awake. That's a great handle, by the way, newly awake. The first thing you need to learn to do is to get your mind and body quiet. Because you can't hear your guides, you can't hear your angels, you can't connect to higher consciousness if your mind and body are holding you imprisoned to the conditioned beliefs and ideas that have been put in your mind from the environment. You must learn to train your mind and train your body into stillness and quiet so that you as an awareness can begin to perceive beyond the realm of the five physical senses. This is what a lot of people don't understand about this process of awakening. A lot of people believe that the process of awakening is just, I'm awake. No, it's not. Awakening is where you learn to open up the spiritual faculties of clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance. Master Jesus spoke of this quite extensively when he repeatedly said you have eyes but cannot see and ears but cannot hear. He was talking about your inner ear, your inner eye, that is clairvoyance and clairaudience. These are inner spiritual faculties that when you get your mind and body still and quiet, then you as an awareness can begin to open up those other faculties. Again, we have a series of masterclasses that the masters teach through us that begin, I think, in June 24th. You want to sign up for that and learn the process of how to actually train your mind and train your body into that place where you as awareness can begin to open up, perceive, and explore beyond the realm of the 5 sensory personality. Whether people want to admit it or not, you have a body, it follows your instructions. You have a mind, it can follow your instructions. And those two things generate emotional energy that cause you to create things. And you are the awareness that is able to direct them. And as an awareness, you are a non-physical entity. Like you're a non-physical entity as awareness. Your mind and body, the mind is not physical, but it interacts with the physical realm. So I think the thought, look up, the body looks up. So the energy produced by thought causes physical reactions. A lot of people don't understand how to make the distinction between their body and their mind as awareness. So they're subjective. The vast majority of people on the planet right now are subjective to what's in their mind and therefore subjective to what the conditions that creates in their biology, in their environment. Because your mind is creating energy all the time according to the nature and quality of the thoughts you have, and that those thoughts and the quality of those emotions are generating your material experiences. But yeah, if you want to wake up, if you really, 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 really want to wake yourself up, train your mind and body to become quiet. Spend 25, 35, 45 hours, 2 hours a day training the mind and body to become quiet so that you can begin to tune into it. And the reason most people give up so soon is because they're so adapted and accustomed to being the 5 sensory self. The part of you that sees, hears, smells, touches, and tastes is who you are. It's not. But you receive information from the environment that you can recognize, process, and work with internally, because you're not in the world. You're just working through the biology, which allows you to experience the world. But that process of being able to discern between your biology and your psychology and get connected to your awareness will loan itself to these non-physical senses becoming reactivated. Everybody was born with them. You were born with clairvoyance. You were born with clairaudience. You were born with clairsentience. You were born with claircognizance. Just as you were born with the 5 physical senses, you had 4 non-physical senses, at least the 4 that they've told me to instruct people on discovering. And these 4 non-physical senses were left dormant because the world around you captivated your attention through the 5 physical senses exclusively. So you found yourself believing after a certain point in time that this is the real world. But it's not. Look, I'm telling these hands to move. Where am I doing that from? How am I telling these hands to move? Where's that coming from? It's not coming from outside of the body. It's coming from another place, another dimension of consciousness. But yeah, if you want to wake up, train your mind, train your body and your science, sign up for our masterclasses. It'll really help you get a proper process in place where you can learn to do that and open up those dormant faculties. Well, hi, Nancy. How are you doing today? Question from Amy. I've been feeling Metatron around me lately. I was wondering if he had a message for me, please. He's showing me this. Did you, if you've recently put something in your backyard, like a crystal structure, like an actual, I'm being shown like there's a quartz crystal and there's like this copper tubing like in your backyard. It's not big, but the crystal is working to amplify the ley line and create. He's saying it'll create a stable field for your toroidal field to function properly. But he's showing me like this. It's like I'll use this term. I may be incorrect in describing what I'm perceiving, but it's like a dodecahedron. It's like this many-sided thing with a crystal anchored in the ground and this copper structure put on top of it. But keep doing the work. Keep doing the work with the crystals. Keep doing the work with the crystals. Really important for you. But that structure will really help you up the game a little. That will really help you up the game. You can meditate around that structure. It will be very easy for you, much, much easier for you than it has been. There won't be any more, he says static. You get a lot of static in your mind where you know he's present, but you can't quite perceive him. this structure will help organize that, right? That's a really cool question, Amy. Thank you so much. Hi, guys. Juju's asking, can I do a blessing or guidance to be in the energy of love? I would be honored. I'm just, as soon as you said that, I felt my heart like just burst open right now. Like literally just go to you and to all of those here that wish to receive this vibration of love. And in order to do this, we need to cooperate together, because it's like communication. We have to establish a connection of energy. So I'm going to ask everybody to just take a moment and consider what love is as a feeling for you right now. Just consider what love is as a feeling for you right now. And I'm going to call Master Jesus, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, and my guardian angel John. And Archangel Michael will be present with us all right now. I'm asking them to connect to the matrix of your soul, your consciousness, your awareness, to allow this connection to flow down into your minds and into your body, this vibration of love. To allow this vibration of love to flow down into your body through your consciousness. Use your breath to bring it down into your body. Use your breath to bring this vibration of love consciously into your body. When you exhale, allow the vibration of love to radiate out from your body. And then repeat this process again. Draw your breath in and breathe down for you the feeling of love as you understand it. Breathe it down. Right down into your body. Fill your body with it as you draw your breath in. And as you exhale, let it radiate out in all directions from your body. And apply that breathing process with the intention 2 more times. And just let yourself experience and let your body experience. Be aware of how the body receives this energy. Be aware of what happens in the mind as it receives that. As you breathe that energy down, be very aware of how the mind and body respond upon the receiving of this energy, right? You are always eternally connected to love. It is not something that you are separate from. But you can have the disillusionment that you're separate from it by your attachment to your personality, which in many respects is separate from love. But bring that vibration down. Bring it down in your body deliberately with your breath. Breathe it down in your body, the vibration of love. Yes. Thank you. And whatever your experience is, please share what your experience is in the comment section, whether you're on TikTok or YouTube or Facebook. Share your experience with others. Nancy's asking, my daughter and family moved in with me. Congratulations. Are there guides and angels here? Is there a message? Getting lots of excitement. Yes, they are with you. Yeah, yes. Do not let, I'm being told to tell you, do not let the past be resurrected in your new life, in this new light. Do not let your past be resurrected in this new life. It's very important. Let the dead bury the dead. Let the past be past. Right? It's very important in your own consciousness. Do not let the past become present again. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. Hi, Brevit. How you doing? Hi. Good morning, Miss Cara. Hi from Canada. Yeah, good to see you from Canada. Lots of Canadians coming through on TikTok. It's wonderful to see. We are awakening as a species. Question from Baba Gira. My father-in-law has prostate cancer. Any advice for him or our family? I'm going to, because the words they're giving me are not very nice words, but I'm going to say them in the nicest way I can. His bitterness around sexuality and love He's got to release that. I understand this. Yes, I won't. Yeah, sorry. It's a whole bunch of beings talking to me all at once. It's him back. They want to offer their suggestions. I've got one saying that he has to be very mindful about his water intake. He has to learn to give blessings to that part of his body and stop attacking it. He's got to stop attacking that part of his body. But he has to release, yes, that energy around that old energy he's holding around sexuality. He's got to release that. Again, I'm not going to go into any more details about it because it's very personal for him, and it wouldn't be fair to disclose some of the things I'm hearing. So just get him to be blessed. Get him to bless that prostate, and he's got to release that old energy around sex. He's got to release that old energy. A lot of people don't realize emotions accumulate in the body if you don't release them. You look at a dog or a cat, when a dog or a cat gets upset and they shake it off, literally. Dog or cat or any animal, when they're frustrated, they'll shake it off, literally. Humans don't do that. Humans will hold and accumulate emotion in their body, and it remains there, and it's accumulating and regenerating. Every time you feel that emotion again, it gets stored in that place again and again, and it accumulates and regenerates. Yeah, they keep telling me that this is one of the biggest problems facing humanity, is how to let go of old negative emotions. Very powerful to learn to do that. I'm not sure. I'm just seeing part of a question here. Someone's asking, I can't find where he dumped her out. Are you getting any messages from my mom to help? I'm not getting anything from her right now. Just, it's going to be resolved much quicker. You have to release the fear. Release your fear around this right now. Breathe and release your fear around this right now. The releasing of your fear will precipitate the solution. Release your fear. Release your fear. The releasing of the fear will precipitate the solution. I like that. Seriously, release your fear. Your emotions organize your conditions of time, space, and matter. And no one is exempt from this reality. No one on this planet. Your dominant emotions that you hold in your body are creating the conditions of your life right now. And that's true for every single one of us in this physical dimension living through a body. Yeah, I've got that one. Question from Breebit. Hello, William. I am stuck when it comes to career. How can I figure out my path? Everything that is in the human realm, in this physical dimension, is a manifestation of emotional qualities. They keep telling this again and again and again, that humans have to understand that your emotions, what you feel, the emotions that you create with your thoughts, affect the world. They affect the physical world. So your emotions, your uncertainty around your career maintains the events and circumstances that prevent what you want from coming into your experience. And if you can liberate your fear and concern and be open to the sensation of how you would be feeling if you had the career of your choosing, how would you be feeling? Because then that feeling will produce a very different effect in the conditions of your life than the ones that you're currently experiencing from the vibrational energy of uncertainty. You are able to liberate these emotions. You're also able to bring in new emotional energy. You have that authority and ability to do this as a function of your consciousness. Every one of you does. Every single one of you does. Has the ability to change the conditions in your life. And every one of you hearing this knows this is true. Every one of you knows there is a solution to every one of your conditions, but you do not yet understand the nature and function of your consciousness as it is in relation to the creation of thought, which in turn generates very specific emotional energies that produce very specific and precise effects in the conditions of your lives. So awaken to this idea, this understanding. Oh, thank you so much. Um, yes, he is. Your grandpa's going to be totally fine. Totally, totally fine. Um, question from Terry T. Am I on the right path? They're telling me you just have to make a slight adjustment. Um, I don't know who this is, but they're telling me that you keep going from, like, you keep looking at different things and it's diffusing your energy. You need to get really laser focused that you are on your path. Stay really, yeah, like stay really focused on what you want to achieve. Like really stay focused. Yes, yes. They say you've been doing this, but you're still going in the right direction. You're still going in the right direction. Yes. We hope that you would understand that this function of your energy, your capacity to create energy, to change it from one state to another, to alter from this state to another, from fear to love, is precipitating the conditions in which you all find yourselves. The way in which you alter and change energy with your thinking loans itself to the experiences that you are creating. Whether you want to take responsibility for that or not is another thing. But every event that surrounds you in your life, from where you are hearing these words, are a product of the dominant emotional energies that you choose to hold in your consciousness, in your biology, through the use of your thoughts, your memories, and your future considerations. Oh, you're welcome, Amy. It's really cool. Someone saying that decluttering mama, is there a future relationship with an old rekindled flame? He resurfaced after 20 years. That's because you kept thinking about him. He resurfaced because you kept wondering about him. They're saying that you kept wondering about him, so he resurfaced. Right? Yes. Again, he resurfaced because you were in the memory, the joy of the memory before. The joy of the memory. That's what you're wondering. That was so good at that time. And you look back and it's so good. And you're thinking that's so good. And of course, now he's resurfaced. But now you have to get to understand who he is now. Because who he was then is very different than who he is now. You may have the free will to choose as you will. And you do. The question you must ask yourself now, dear one, this question you must ask yourself, do you have the patience and time to get to know this individual to see if he is a better person than the one that you remember in your mind? Yeah. I had an experience with that many years ago, where I thought about an old flame, and I'm speaking personally because of what they just said to you, that I thought about her, and suddenly she shows up. And I didn't have the knowledge and understanding that they give me now, but I learned a lesson from that you use discernment, because you bring everything into your life. You're bringing it into your life, not by chance. Everything that comes into our lives is a product of something we've thought or felt or believed. Whether you're watching it on television and it got into your mind, or you heard a friend talk about something, every event in our lives is a product. It's a product of our dominant emotional, mental state. Yes, sorry, I just had a different message come in. Yes, your grandpa's okay in heaven. Someone's asking about reincarnation. My grandparents passed before my kids were born. We've had that happen before. Yes, they can do that. And that's why you're asking the question, because you're wondering, is this possibly them? And yes, it is possibly them. Yes. If you understand that consciousness determines the function of matter, matter does not determine the function of consciousness. If you realize that your body is simply a temporary vehicle through which you are passing to gain valuable experience about the function of creation, then you must also realize that it's possible for you to experience many, many lifetimes, but not as the same individual. Although you will retain experience from that individual experience of existence, you will not be the same individual as you were before when you reincarnate. Many of you do not remember. There are rare exceptions, of course, of those of you that come back and remember who you were in other lifetimes and borrow from that experience to create something quite remarkable. You have a handful of these individuals that are in your very public eye right now that are able to demonstrate many lifetimes of experience in this one lifetime. If you wonder how some of these individuals function so far above many others in terms of their creative capacity and their abilities, both intellectually and energetically, you can chalk that up to many, many lifetimes of experience being rolled into this one. It's quite profound. When you understand how to do something, you can do it much quicker. Is that not true? When you understand something, you can do it much quicker. If you have the understanding of many lifetimes in one lifetime, then what you can do can be achieved in a much shorter time frame, almost seeming miraculous to onlookers. But it is quite a natural process. But yes, you may be dealing with those ones that you recognize as your grandparents, but they would not think of themselves as your grandparents. Most would not remember this process, but treat them with the love and the reverence you would. Hi guys. Kalana or Kelso is asking, my husband passed away. Is he leaving me messages? You know he's leaving. He says, you know this. You keep feeling him. There's certain sounds in your house that weren't there before, like cracks and pops that you're hearing out of nowhere. And you've been wondering if that's him. It is him. It's his energy is interacting with you in the only way it can. Remember, when you leave a physical body, you are not a physical being anymore. It doesn't mean you don't exist, but you're just not functioning in the physical dimension of consciousness. Yes, I understand. He said something about the blue dress. He likes it when you wear the blue dress. That was his favorite, he says, the blue dress. Oh, thank you for the badges. I really appreciate that. No, they're not feeling lost. They're a little disoriented, but not lost. Someone's asking again, there's a lot of questions here, everybody, and yes, I understand. There's a lot of questions here, and if I can't get your question, you can also use if you're on TikTok, you can go to my bio and click on the link to my link tree, and you can have a question prioritized that way. And for those of you on YouTube, if you really have a question, it's important for you to get it answered, you can use the super chat feature, and I'll be more than happy to draw your question up to the top. Oh, somebody's asking me how I'm doing. I'm actually doing really, really well. I'm discovering I have to make some bigger adjustments in some of my lifestyle choices, but I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that. Understanding the function of love is the priority for humanity right now, and that's why I'm here, to help awaken human collective unconsciousness and help it shift from fear to love, because the functions of the energy of fear are very specific in what they will cause in your life for any individual or our collective species. Right? Humanity is not just one color or creed. It's a collaboration of conscious individuals functioning through the medium of time, space, and matter creatively, and we need to learn to create from the energy of love, not from the energy of fear, because we are seeing the effects of fear, and we are also seeing the effects of love, but they're very different. You cannot serve two masters. But I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking. Really appreciate that, and welcome. I'm glad you're here for the first time. So somebody's asked, this is a great question from Bree Britt. Why are we so short of patience these days? That's because most people, not everybody, but a good percentage of people are watching television, news channels, places where the information they're receiving is installing and instilling the energy of fear in your mind. And it doesn't matter if you put your children in front of a television, your young children, what comes out of that TV gets installed in their mind. And if the emotion connected to what comes out of the TV is fear-based, they're going to get fear inside their bodies, and they'll grow up with that fear and confusion. So that's really what's happening with impatience, is people are being indoctrinated by fear, not by love. The functions of love preserve, enhance, and bless life. The functions of fear harm, diminish, and hurt life. It's really simple. And by their fruits you shall know them. I have no idea how that cowboy hat's getting on my hat there, but it looks pretty funny. I've never had that happen before. Okay. Yeah, spiritual cowboy. I guess you'd call that. I'm a spiritual cowboy. But what's going to happen between my abusive husband and I? Well, hopefully you're going to get away from the abuse, for starters. Unless you believe you deserve to suffer. And I know that we have philosophies and ideologies that say no matter what, till death do you part. Well, that is not always a wise choice. I would highly encourage you, and I'm speaking personally now, I would highly encourage you to speak to a counselor or a professional who deals with abusive individuals, because your husband obviously got a lot of pain and anger, and you guys have some really difficult communication issues that need to be resolved. He does not know how to hear you, and you don't know how to communicate to him. So it makes it very difficult, and he's just getting angrier and angrier and angrier because he does not know how to get heard by you, and it's difficult. You need to find somebody who can help you with that. Really, it's possible. It's possible to heal that. It really, really is. It's possible, but he has to learn how to control his mind and his emotions. He doesn't know how to do that, and it's difficult for a lot of men and a lot of women today. We're being fed so much fear. You watch any TV show, The Walking Dead, almost any TV show now, they're pumping fear into your mind. And that's going to affect your mind, and that'll affect the way you are with other people. That's why so many people are having trouble sleeping at night. You watch these horrible shows that teach you not to trust each other. Where are the shows about love and creation? Love does not cause suffering, ever. Love will never cause one to suffer, ever. For anybody to tell you that love hurts is bullshitting you. Love will never cause you to suffer. It'll cause you to grow. It'll cause you to heal. It'll cause you to be curious and excited and dynamic. But yeah, you need to really get into a place where you have somebody who can facilitate how you guys can learn to hear each other, because that process of listening and communication is gone. And if he's very abusive, get into a safe environment. There are many wonderful shelters. I don't know what part of the world you're in, but there are many, many shelters that will support you in the process of going down that road of healing, not just for yourself, but for your husband. Because I don't care if a person is abusive, they are suffering. If a person is abusive, they've got emotional shit going on inside them that they do not know how to deal with. So they project it onto people around them because they can't contain it. That's what happens. People accumulate emotions. They don't know how to deal with it. And if nobody's teaching you how to deal with emotional energy, well, you're going to just be feeling like a victim to them. Anyway, I want to send you and your husband much, 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 much love, because I understand the pain a man can go through when he doesn't know how to communicate to his woman or feel like he's being heard, and vice versa, where a woman is trying to communicate and not being heard by her husband. It's very difficult, but not so difficult that it cannot be transcended. When you learn your function of love, you'll never hurt the people you're around. When you understand what love is, you will never hurt, and it's very unlikely that you will be hurt, because love does not attract that type of thing. But thank you so much for sharing that, and again, much love to you guys. Yes, they are. They are. Your friends on the other side are okay. Yes, they are. They've gone in different directions, though. One of them, two of them, three of them. I'm getting 3 have reincarnated. 3 have reincarnated. They've come back in the body really quickly. Yes. 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 Thank you. I understand. Question from Sunny. Would love a birthday message. Thank you. Hi, Sunny. A birthday message for you, Sunny. Let the gift of light fall upon your face. And I'm, again, what they're showing me is you receiving sunlight. Let the gift of light fall upon your face. Let the gift of stillness be bestowed upon you in your mind. Let the gift of stillness be bestowed upon you in your mind. Relish in the light and the stillness, and feel the love of He that made you. Wow. Happy birthday, Sonny. Thank you so much. It's a really great message. Someone's asking, how can I help my children in their struggles? Great question. Make certain they're not stuck on the internet or watching TV shows that fill their mind with fear. This is the biggest thing people don't realize. I mean, our ancestors knew it 100 years ago when mass media communication was just coming out, that what you see affects you. What you see and hear affects you, especially with young children who have no filters in place. You need to teach your children to be still. Teach them how to relax their body. Teach them how to breathe. Teach them how to become connected to the authority they have over getting their body into a blissful state. Because I'll tell you, even adults that that come to me for readings or that come and join in the programs, we are guided repeatedly into this process of meditation. How to get the body quiet, the mind still. And when you experience, you're able to get your mind and body still and quiet, there's this wonderful feeling that starts to grow inside you. You start to remember who you are as a sentient being. You start to disconnect and unplug from the world view of what it's telling you life is supposed to be, which is coming from, again, these very dark demonic beings that have infiltrated our species, that are wanting you to live in fear and anger and guilt and shame. So teach your children simply the function of that they can have authority over the body being still, their mind being quiet. And then they'll start to feel peace. When you teach your children how to generate peace from within, they won't depend upon something outside themselves to give that to them anymore. That's the beginning of freedom for your children, is teaching that simple function. Like, teach them that simple function. Yeah, I know. Excuse me, I'm going to super chat here. First we go here. Deborah Long. Question from Deborah. Will the fourth person be caught for the home invasion? My friends live in fear. 3 have been arrested, but the 4th has not. And are they living in fear? Well, yes, Deborah, they have been living in fear more than you realize. Yeah. Remember, people are doing crazy shit because they're living in fear. And I want to send a blessing to you and your friends. Understand, they need to liberate the fear from their body now. You know, watch what you please people. Watch what you're going to watch on TV. Be careful. Don't just watch anything. Watch things that are wholesome and good and feed your mind with hope and possibilities and excitement and creativity. You know, you want to watch these shows about murder and violence and robbery and crime, and you don't think that has an effect on what people are doing today, folks? They tell me we are that low vibrational that we let anything come into our minds. You can't do that. But tell your friends, Deborah, please tell your friends to learn to release the fear. Like, literally breathe it and release it. It's going to take them about a week, but they can literally release all the fear connected to the event from their bodies, because that's where you're, whenever an event like a robbery happens, the body goes into total survival mode. If you're in a fight or something like that, the body goes into fight or flight mode. And the body remembers the experience and stores the emotion in the body, so that if something like that's going to happen again, it's prepared. But all you need to do is teach them to liberate that fear from the body. They can actually rewrite the whole experience. You know, if you want, you can maybe book some time with me for them, and we'll walk them through a process where they can literally let go of their fear in minutes, literally. You don't have to hold on to past experience like that. Thank you for your question, Deborah. I really appreciate it. And thank you for that super chat. Really appreciate it. Question from Monica. Been having headaches for the last 3 days. Any healing advice or why I'm getting them? Monica, this is I've had a couple the last 2 or 3 days. These ascension energies are real. They are rewriting human DNA and animal DNA. These energies coming in are real. You need to drink a little more water. I found every time I drank a bit more water when I had one of those headaches, and I drink a fair bit of water every day, but you want a bit more, you'll find it will diminish. Also, go out and ground. Get your feet on the earth, on the trees. You need to connect to the earth. You need to realign your body to the earth's magnetic field system, because your body is of the earth, and the earth can resynchronize its field. So those two things, Monica, drink more water and go out, get your feet, like bare hands, bare feet, on the earth, on trees, something that's connected to the ground, and do that for about 15 minutes. Just let your body be connected to the earth and just feel what happens when you allow the body to be connected. Just feel the exchange that naturally happens between those two. And thank you so much for that super chat. I really appreciate it. Yes. That's a really good question. Are James and I getting back together? Yeah. Not with the fear there. You're not with the fear. If you're holding on to fear, it's going to maintain what you're afraid of. It's really simple. But please, get away from your TV sets. Get away from these mass media communications that keep people in fear and terror. It's so important. Stop listening to the news. It's keeping your mind filled with fear. Focus on your immediate life and bringing more love into your life and bring more love to your communities, right? That's where you need to focus. As long as politicians, these demonic beings that are so-called politicians, are given your power, because you give them your authority when you give them attention, and you allow yourself to be indoctrinated by their philosophy. And that's true of anything. Even listening here, it's a process of indoctrination. Anything is. Whether you're listening to Jordan Peterson or Andrew Tate or Joe Biden or Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin, everybody's communicating energy back and forth. And that energy is either going to be love or fear. So ask yourself this question when you're listening to someone. Is what they are saying coming from love, or is what they're saying coming from fear? Really simple. And that'll make it really easy for you to discern who you should listen to or not listen to. Because there's only those two ways anybody can communicate with you from: love or fear. That simple. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Someone's asking, do I talk to people on the other side? I want to know about my brother or sister. They say you are. They're saying you already know about them. She already knows about us. Yes. 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 They're telling me that what you really want to know is if you are alone, and they want you to know that you are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone. Feel their presence with you. Like feel their presence with you right now. Close your eyes. Turn the world off and feel their presence with you. Feel it. Like, do this right now. Close your eyes. Turn the world off. Feel the presence of them with you. Yes. Ring around the. They remember that they're saying this thing used to ring around the rosy. This game, like playing together. They want to play with you, like that. They're communicating this playful energy. So just close the world and let yourself feel their energy around you. I love that. Thank you so much, guys. Hi, good morning from Vancouver, BC. Good morning, Vancouver. Yes. Well, as soon as you can, whenever you're ready, you can always book. If anybody wants to book a reading, you can do so through my website, torontomedium.com or williammichaelforbes.com. And I have half-hour and 1 hour reading times. And again, you're free to do that anytime you choose. Thank you, Chris. I want to say thank you to my moderator, Christopher. on YouTube. You just do such a great job, and you really support people, and your love is very palpable. And again, thank you so much for taking that on. I really appreciate that. I have the best mod. So Vertical Connection is saying, I followed your advice and meditate 1 hour now, also at night per Metatron's request. I strongly feel his presence as he works in my crown chakra as long as I meditate. That will start to, once you get centered, once you in a state of meditation, your body begins to experience that energy more fully, because you want to allow your body to feel the presence of his energy. That way, when you're out and about and doing, you can feel his presence with you anywhere, anytime, right? This is the thing about guides and angels. Once you become attuned to their energy, different things can happen. Thank you so much. Someone's asking me, how did I become a transmitter for the ancient masters? I'm very grateful you asked me that question. I think we all are a channel for the ancient masters. The process I went through was a very long process, and I don't recommend a long process when it can be done in a much shorter time frame. But for me, it happened consciously about 4.5 years ago, when I had a reading with another medium that I'd never had a reading with a medium in my life. But my beautiful wife suggested, and quite insistently so, over a 2-week period, that I go and have this experience. I went and had that experience, and I remember having a strange feeling afterward, because of some very unusual things about the beings that this medium perceived working around me. I knew it was true, but I didn't know that I knew it was true. Anyway, after that, we went on a trip to Newfoundland a week, and right around that time, ironically enough, my wife's mother passed away. And we'd already arranged a trip to Newfoundland, so we went to Newfoundland. And out in Newfoundland, we were driving through this place called Gros Morin, and we're driving up through the mountains there, and all of a sudden this smell fills the car, this perfume smell fills the car, and I hear a voice speaking to me saying, I am the mother, pull over, I want to talk. And it turns out that it was my wife's mother, so she had a 45-minute conversation with her mother, and that whole floodgate opened up. I started seeing fairies and gnomes and hearing Master Jesus and Archangel Michael. Started connecting with some of the other beings, Baba Ji, that can offer anybody knowledge and information if you align yourself energetically to them. And since then, it's just an ongoing process. I'm still learning to perfect the allowing of information, because you literally have to train your mind and body to be open and receptive to higher vibrational information. I was taught how to raise my vibration. That's really important. So it's been about 4.5 years, but my guides and angels have been with me far, far longer than that. The first time I ever heard a voice, I was 20 years old and about to jump off a bridge here in Toronto. And that voice told me exactly what to do. I listened to it, and it changed my life. And it put me on the path of wanting to help other people. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell. But everybody on the planet has the capacity to tune into other dimensional realms of consciousness and information, both good and evil, right? There's vibrational beings that come from love and vibrational beings that come from fear. And we're seeing those two polarities playing out through humanity as we speak. But thank you for asking that question. Sue is asking, is my sister resting peacefully? Is my sister resting peacefully, or still here in the spirit? She's coming to, she's not, she's too busy having fun now. She doesn't want to rest anywhere. She's a go-getter. She's already back in the playground. She's already back in the playground. Please understand, though, that there's something really wonderful that happens when you leave your body. If you have the ability to stay awake and aware, you can remember who you are. You can do that right now, though. You don't have to wait until your body ceases to function. But your sister's back in this dimension already. She's having fun. She doesn't want to waste a moment. Woo! Yeah, I get that one. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad you liked it. Yeah. Question from Bingsy. Can you give me advice on what I could choose for a career and if I'm on the right path in life? Emotion, and you'll hear this said many, many, many times, because this is the crux of it all for everyone. The emotions that you have in your consciousness, that you hold in your mind and in your body, are causing the effects that you call your world. For every individual, this is true. I don't care who you are, what your position in life is, how much wealth or poverty you are in, whatever your position is, the dominant emotion that you hold on to is what is creating the conditions in your life. And that emotion can come from, you can carry emotion, you can inherit emotion in your body for up to 3 generations, right? So the question I have to ask you, Bingsy, is how would you feel if you knew right now that you are on the right path, and you could feel the energy of that statement, you are on the right path. Let that thought come into your mind, you are on the right path. There is a very specific energy that comes from that thought, you are on the right path. Very specific energy that comes into you when you cultivate that thought. Your body feels a certain energy. That energy, if nurtured and cultivated deliberately and repeatedly, will result in that outcome, which is the truth. You are on the right path. If you choose to question whether you are on the right path or not, then that will bring forth a very different result, in which case you will be uncertain. And each emotion is regenerative if it is maintained or given attention by your awareness. Each emotion is regenerative when you give it attention with your awareness. So the vibration cultivated by that thought, you are on the right path. Feel the vibration of that and stay in that spirit. And it shall be done unto you. Stay in that spirit. You are on the right path. Wow, I love that. Thank you. I felt the energy of Master Jesus there. That was really cool. There we are. Just scroll down. Lots of questions. Great, guys. Wonderful. Somebody's saying, I miss my grandparents dearly. I always look for messages from my grandmother. So you have anything? Yes. Pay attention. You keep missing them because they keep trying to communicate with you. People don't understand when you suddenly have a feeling, oh, I miss them. That is them trying to communicate with you. You're just feeling their energy, but you've been conditioned by the environment that they're gone, they're dead, and so I miss them. And that's what you tell yourself. But the next time you feel that you're missing them, like right now, pause, take a breath, relax, feel their presence with you. Forget about the idea that they're missing. Just feel their presence with you right now. She's kissing you on the cheek, and he's just standing beside her watching you. She's kissing you on the cheek. He's just standing beside her watching you. Just feel the presence of their energy. Remove the idea that they're missing. Thoughts don't just come randomly into our minds. Something has to cause something in order for there to be an effect. That is true on the realm of thought, emotion, time, space, and matter. Wow. Thank you, Bigsy. Really appreciate that. And I appreciate that question about the grandparents. Wonderful. I have time for one more question from YouTube and one more question from TikTok. Haley, listen. He's been hanging around you ever since. He has not left your side. He literally has not energetically left your side. You need to just become aware of that. That's why you've been so recurrently, because he's trying to get your attention, but you keep thinking he's missing, And you know he's not missing, because that's why you're asking the question. A part of you knows he's present with you. That's why you're asking the question. You're wanting to know the truth. And again, what you need to do, quite simply, is sit, relax, and feel the presence of his energy. That you can do this. Anybody can do this. Just take a deep breath, relax, let your mind get quiet, and allow yourself to just tune into his energy. Yes. You'll feel it. You'll feel like a cool stroking on the face, he says. You'll feel like a cool stroking on the side of your face, like a cool breeze. That's the way he can communicate to you at this moment. But he says there's other things, that leaves have fallen down in front of you. There's other things he says he's trying to do to get your attention. But you keep thinking he's not there. Yes. Yeah, I know you did. So Bings is just saying they really felt that energy. I know. Once you start realizing that you cannot have an effect without a cause, or a cause without an effect, then you realize when you're suddenly thinking about somebody that you haven't thought about in a long time, there's a connection of energy there, right? Daniela is asking, which are the typical ascension symptoms present day? Here are some of the ascension symptoms that I know of from my own personal experience. In addition, there'll be a couple that we were told to expect as well. Heart palpitations are one of them. Shortness of breath. Again, water is a good remedy for keeping the electrical continuity in your body. Water with a pinch of Celtic sea salt in it. If you get a glass of water, put a pinch of Celtic sea salt in it, because salt and water are really good. That's why they put saline in people's bodies when they're dehydrated, because they need the electrolytes and the energy. So you want to increase the electrical continuity in your body so that the flow of energy in your body is consistent, right? So if there's more electrical energy, the body can handle the load. And there's going to be a lot of incoming electrical energy in the next 5 to 6 days, a huge amount. So you really want to make certain that those are the big ones. So heart palpitations is one. Extreme, sudden, unexpected fatigue. Again, eating live foods like fresh fruits, fresh vegetables that are living, healthy, vibrant, bright colored things that you can put in your body. So that will help counteract the fatigue. Water, I can't stress enough, is very important. Other ascension symptoms that people will be, headaches is another one. Intense increase in headaches. And again, if the body is properly balanced in terms of being able to manage the incoming flows of energy, it won't be a problem. Because not everybody are experiencing these ascension symptoms. Other ascension symptoms, those are the primary ones that everybody's going to be noticing and has been noticing for the last 5 or 6 days. These energies. So again, proper hydration, proper nutrition. Grounding is very important. Go out and get connected to the earth, bare feet on the soil or in the sand or in the water. Connect to trees during these times of this increased energy, because that will help recalibrate your body back to the earth. Other ascension symptoms are dryness. Again, dryness is another ascension symptom. Muffled sounds in the ears, like you feel like something over your ears, ears. That's also a form of communication. You'll also notice that sometimes you'll feel something over your ear and somebody trying to come in and whisper to you is another one. But that's also an ascension symptom too, is the muffled ears. Those are the most dominant ones that come to mind right now, that they're saying these are the most dominant ones that everyone needs to be very mindful of. And again, water with Celtic sea salt in it. Very useful. Not table salt. Don't use table salt. So someone's asking, will swimming in a pool work for connecting with water? Yes, it will. Yes, it will. It will help you ground. But water is a good electrical conductor. So if you're going to go in a pool, make certain that you've got you're properly hydrated. Okay, because water will conduct more electricity than your body will, because it's a larger body with your body within it, and you can receive more of a charge that way too. So be mindful. And I'm not a physicist, and I'm not a scientist. I was in high school thrown out of high school in grade 10. Okay, so I'll take one more question off TikTok and away we go. Oh, you're very welcome. Somebody's saying, thank you for the love blessings. Felt it increase and spread out far. Wonderful. Wonderful. If everybody did that, we'd have a very different planet. People would say and do very different things. If your dad's coming through, yeah, he's coming through you right now. That's this whole thing. You're asking the question because you know that it's the truth. But again, we have been so conditioned to think that the only reality is what we see, smell, touch, taste, and hear. And very few people on the planet on a global per capita basis, very few people know how to quiet their mind, still their body, and open their other faculties of clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance, where you can begin to see, hear, feel, and know the presence of your guides and angels. And they're with you right now. Right now, you just have to become sensitive to it. I want to send you all much love. Wish you guys a beautiful and a joyful day. And I look forward to seeing you for the meditation tomorrow at 10 a.m. And I think it's going to be Archangel Michael tomorrow, from what I heard earlier. And he's going to be helping us to release, again, old negative connections, releasing old negative connections from our minds and bodies. And I hope you'll join me for that tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also the students that are already registered for our 103 Masterclass, I'll look forward to seeing you guys at the orientation at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning as well. For those of you wanting to get involved in our Masterclass series, go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com and or torontomedium.com, and check out our upcoming 101, 102 Masterclass series, which will help you get connected to your guides and angels and help liberate you from unnecessary suffering. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day. I want to wish you all much love. Bye for now.